Okay, so one of the most interesting things that's happening in the sneaker world today is the embracing of like the heritage runners. And sorry, I'm gonna get to the best sneaker releases of this week, but Brooks sent me this shoe. This is the Cascadia 1. It's a shoe that I haven't really seen a lot, but it fully embraces that heritage lifestyle runner space that I feel like we're occupying right now in the sneaker world. Now this pair to me is super dope. I really love the colorway. It's black and yellow. So this is the Cascadia 1. Now, this shoe was originally released way back in 2004, and it was, well, I guess I shouldn't say it was designed by, but the design was assisted by an ultra marathon or ultra runner named Scott Jurek. And back then, they didn't have all the tech and the stuff that we have today. So you had a typical EVA midsole. You had something called pivot point, which they said would help you give you a little bit of stability. But one of the more important things is they had this crazy outsole that you could use for trail running. Now, something that was happening in that 2000 to 2010 sort of era was runners were made like really minimal. There was a focus on the minimal, but Brooks went the opposite direction and they went with like a more durable shoe, especially since it was going to be used for outdoors and the trail. And you can see here they have like these felt material on the upper, but then they have this mesh on the inside, which keeps the shoe breathable, especially if you're out there on the trail. You don't want the shoe to get hot, but you also have enough protection and you have enough cushioning. You have a lot of protection right here around the toe to keep you safe. And then something pretty unique here as well is you have these breathable patches here on the lateral and on the medial side to allow you to get allow a little bit of airflow, but also to provide some protection on the shoe. Now, when it comes to like the runner, heritage runner, like renaissance that's happening today, this fits perfectly in that wheelhouse. At least in my opinion, it fits perfectly in that wheelhouse. It has the look, it has the style, it has the feel, and it's a comfortable shoe. So if you're looking for something that's a little outside of the norm, I would say check out this shoe. Again, the Cascadia 1. There's a bunch of different colorways over on Brooks' website, and they're only $140, I think they are. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at those. Nothing like crazy, but I just thought that these stuck out to me. I'm gonna do a full unboxing on some shoes. Brooks sent me like 8 different pairs of shoes, and I'm gonna do an unboxing on those, but just wanted to give you guys a quick look at those because these are super interesting to me, and I think they're gonna add these to the rotation, especially as the heritage runner gets more, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyway, let's start with some of the biggest releases of the week. First up is something from Baboni, Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team, and the Adidas Adi Racer GT. So as you can see, this was actually delayed. This was supposed to release, I believe, last week, but it looks like it's been rescheduled to go this week. These are going to drop on the 17th, and they're going to cost you $160. And this is obviously a driving shoe. It's not something that's in my exact wheelhouse, but if you like the driving shoe style, then this should be perfect for you. And it has the Baboni buy-in, so that's always dope. Next up, we have the Nike LeBron 23 Bubble Boy. This is going to be on the 18th for $210. So LeBron James' 4th championship took place during the NBA bubble, and it's been a point of contention between James, his fans, and honestly his haters. Ultimately, a championship is the championship no matter where the circumstances happened, and LeBron and Nike are doing their best to change the narrative with the Bubble Boy LeBron 23. As you can see, it has that nice purple hit, then it has like that silver reflective material. I personally, as a Lakers fan, I'm biased, so I'm going to say that I like these, but again, I'm a Lakers fan, so of course I like anything that has to do with the Los Angeles Lakers. For you book fans, the book 1 is dropping in Solar Red. This is going to be on the 18th for $145. Of all the book shoes that have released, I love how Nike is really investing in the book 1 and giving us a bunch of different colorways. It doesn't necessarily get all the love that I think it should, but the book 1 is a solid shoe, and I think it's going to start getting the attention that it needs in the next couple of years. For you more like old school fans, we have the Nike Daybreak. This is the anthracite and light bone colorway, and it's dropping on the 18th for $115. You can also get it in light bone as well. I think I prefer this light bone colorway. I'd probably wear this one more than I would wear this black colorway. I just don't wear a lot of like all black shoes, but you have this colorway in anthracite and light bone, but then you have moon particle and light bone. So if you're a moon particle kind of person, you could get those. Those are going to be on the 18th for $115. Now, switching over to Adidas. Adidas has the Moon Boot, and they're dropping this collab project, and it's a boost on a handful of models, including an interpretation of the 1.0 Ultra Boost with the utilitarian Moon Boot vibe. I personally really like these, so you can get it in core black, which is this colorway that you see here. Those are going to be on the 18th. You can also get it in the metallic silver colorway, which I don't mind as much. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that strap that goes across the toe to the midsection of the shoe. I think I would like these without that. I wonder if you can cut that off. I should get a pair of these and just see if you can cut this portion right here. Just cut that off and take that off, because I think I like the style of the shoe without that. Now, you can also get a mid, which is the Adidas Ace mid. This is going to be in core black as well. Those are going to be on the 18th, and then you can get it in matte silver on the same day as well. So this looks like a snow boot. I've never actually properly worn snow boots. I've never really had a reason to properly wear snow boots. I've only been in the snow like 3 or 4 times in my entire life. But I like the way this looks. If you're going to the snow, this is definitely a vibe. Now, moving on to Jordan Brand, they have the Shadow. This is the Air Jordan 10 Shadow dropping on November 19th. It's going to cost you $210. Now, this is one of the more popular colorways of the Air Jordan 10, and it's back for the holidays. Last getting a retro in 2018. This pair will not come with the leather toe cap. That's a big point of contention for some folks. For those who do not know, the Shadow was originally supposed to come with a leather toe cap, like the one that's found on the Air Jordan 10 Steel. Legend has it that MJ was not a fan of it and had it removed for the retail release. Considering the retro would not have the leather toe cap again, it's possible that MJ is still not a fan, and that's why we don't see it, or the brand is just trying to stay true to how the shoe originally released and know that sometimes sneakerheads can get a little bit crazy when it comes to stuff like that. Now, on the New Balance side of things, we have the RC56. This is dropping in red and black, and that's going to be on the 19th for $165. Kind of like this. Not near. I don't know if I would rock this one. That platinum patent leather toe is a little weird for me. Moving on to Stranger Things, they have some Crocs coming on the 19th, and these are going to cost you $80. Stranger Things is obviously back, and I my beef with Stranger Things is that it feels like the show has been going on for 15 years, and I just haven't been able to keep up. But if you're a Stranger Things fan, or if you're a Crocs clog fan, these are on the 19th for $80. For you golf fans, Nike is actually doing something for their athletes that are golfers. So we have the Nike Golf Free Golf 24 and the Nelly Quarter PE. This is going to be on the 20th for $155. And it looks like Nike Golf finally woke up and realized that they have one of the best golfers in the world, because they're releasing a Nelly Quarter PE version of the Nike Free Golf 24 with charms that represent Nelly's different interests. It's a start for sure, Nike Golf. I like it, but we're going to need more in the future. That is for sure. For you old school fans, we have the women's Nike Astro Grabber. This is part of that low profile shoe trend that's kind of happening right now. So you can get them in black and muslin. That's going to be on the 20th for $125. You can also get them in cinnamon and muslin. This is going to be on the 20th for $125. And then you can also get them in fur and muslin as well on the 20th for $125. I kind of like the silhouette. I like the old school vibes of it, but these are obviously made for women, so it's just not something that I'm going to go ahead and cop, but I kind of like the vibes here. Now, big news. Big news. If you actually, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Where are they? Oh, they're right here. So, if you missed out on the Converse, oh, goodness gracious. Almost killed myself back there. I'll get that. If you missed out on the Shea 001, this week is your second chance at the 3 colorways that released after the debut Butter colorway earlier this year. They all revolve around his family of all of them. This one is my personal favorite. So you get them in the Hail Clay colorway, which is going to cost you $130. You can also get them in the all black colorway. This is the colorway. I believe this is for his mom, because his mom always dresses in all black, and so that's why he made this colorway. And then you have the Massey Blue, which is this colorway, the one that I personally like the most. Again, all dropping on the 20th, and they're going to cost you $130. Now, let me put this back up before I break something else. Goodness gracious. Imagine if that would have landed on my toe. Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to do a better job of balancing these things back there. But anyway, Next up, we have New Balance with the 1500. So this is the made in the UK Neo Synthesis, and those are going to drop on the 20th for $250. But you can also get the New Balance 991 made in the UK. This is the Silver Birch colorway, and those are going to drop on the 20th for $250. $250 is a lot to pay for a runner these days, but when it comes to New Balance, that's kind of expected. But again, they're really dope shoes. For you, I want to say Jason Kidd fans, you have the Nike Air Flight Pods at Jason Kidd PE, but the thing about this one is it doesn't have any Jason Kidd not information on it, like signs or like details to it. Yeah, details. No Jason Kidd details to it, although this is his PE. It's a blast from the past as we're finally getting a retail release of the player exclusive that J Kidd wore for the Phoenix Suns in the early 2000s. These are going to drop on the 21st, and like those New Balance, these are going to cost you $250. So you can get something like this for $250, or you can get those New Balance for $250. Really up to you which you pick there. For you more modern basketball players, you have the Nike Zoom GT Cut in Laser Blue. This is going to drop on the 21st for $160. I really like that blue there on that midsole. For you Armand Manier fans, the Air Jordan 6 is dropping in Smoky Mauve. This is going to be on the 21st for $225. So Armand Manier will host a series of events in Atlanta, Washington, D.C., and Houston for the launch of these on the 21st at all the Whitaker Group retailers, while the EQL online raffle will close on Monday, November 17th at noon Pacific time. As for this sneaker itself, it's a continuation of the familiar AMA color scheme with the same top-level quality and craftsmanship that's been a staple of James Whitner's collabs. I absolutely love the work that he does and the detail that he puts into his shoes. For you Jordan fans that are a little smaller, we have the kids Air Jordan 12 in Pink Pearl. These are going to drop on the 21st for $95. And then one of the bigger releases, I shouldn't say bigger, one of the releases that I'm really excited about is the Puma MB-05 Rick and Morty. This is going to be on the 21st for $135 as well. So after a brief absence, LaMelo Ball's collaboration with Rick and Morty franchise returns with a mismatch pair that features each of the titular characters. As someone that doesn't watch the show a ton, but I've seen the antics of the fandom in real life, I'm just hoping we don't get a similar fervor for the sneakers like the other collabs. For the next phase of the Air Jordan 11th anniversary, or 30th anniversary, I would say, is a trio of regional exclusive that adds a little bit of challenge to those who want to complete the set while also showing love to cities that are not your usual suspects, you know, New York, LA, and Chicago. So this one is going to kind of break the rules a little bit. So you have the Air Jordan 11 285. This is an Atlanta exclusive. This is going to drop on the 22nd for $250. Then we have the H-Town colorway. This is this brown with the light blue on the bottom. Those are going to be on the 22nd for $250. And then you have the Mojave colorway for Las Vegas. This is going to be on the 22nd for $250 as well. Now, the thing that bothers me again is this $250 price tag. That's expensive for a pair of shoes, especially in this economy. But if you love either one of these colorways, it might be worth it for you. I just find it tough to spend that much on a pair of shoes these days. Next up, we have the women's Air Jordan 3 Champagne and Oysters. This is going to be on the 22nd for $205. And for what it's worth, the Champagne and Oysters nickname is not from Jordan Brand, but rather a sneaker community created joint that probably stems from its off-white and finish and the gold hits that give it a luxury feeling. The lack of elephant print is, I would say, it's a little disorienting, especially back there on the heel, but the result is a stripped down take on the iconic silhouette, and you do get a little bit of that elephant print on the toe box, the toe box on that edge around the toe, even though that's more of just like the pebbled leather, but it does feel like it's a little bit of that elephant print. Moving on, for the Kobe fans out there, we have the Kobe 9 EM Protro China. This is going to be on the 22nd for $195. So after a run of Team Bank colorways, Nike is giving us a retro of one of the original colorways of the engineered mesh version of the Kobe 9. Considering the late Kobe Bryant's deep connection to Asian territories, the China colorway was always going to be a likely candidate for the Protro treatment. So I'm glad they're actually doing it, and that gold really makes these pop as well. For you Adidas fans, the Gazelle Indoor Pearl is dropping on the 22nd for $125, and this one's definitely for the ladies, but it does have a bit of an upscale luxury feel, so I really like the way that they put that together. Back on the Air Force One train, we have the Obsidian on the 23rd for $130. I really like that blue. That Obsidian really pops, and if you're into let's say North Carolina, this could be a pair you could wear, or maybe you can maybe even get away with wearing these to a Dodger game. It's not the same exact blue, but you could probably get away with wearing them. Or maybe if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, you could probably get away with wearing these. Obviously, there is no green, but that blue feels like it's right along that same colorway. For you for you Nike Shox fans, we have the Shox R4 reflective. This is going to be on the 23rd for 165, and here's what it looks like with the reflective side panels, which I think looks pretty cool. I never really paid attention to my Shox in this way because I only bought the basketball pairs. I never really wore the running pairs, but the reflective parts on here look pretty cool, especially if you're going to actually run in these. Anyway, that's a quick look at everything that's dropping this week. Let me know what you guys think of the Cascadias. I personally really like them, and I think they look really dope. Sorry you had to see my messiness back there and everything fall down, but hopefully, you know, that's all behind us now. Anyway, I'm Jacques Slade. As always, I appreciate you guys. Either click here or click here because YouTube thinks that's a video that you really, really want to see. And who knows better than the algorithm? All right, guys, I'm Jacques, and I'll see you soon. Peace.